Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. This pack, this pack that Taylor and Brooke made to put their friendship above Rich. You know, when they first started this pack, okay, cool. Rich wasn't there. Now, at this point, this pack is laughable. It's laughable for so many reasons. It's laughable for so many reasons because this is a soap opera, okay? So unless they just throw in some new characters, um, somebody is gonna wind up being with Ridge. So when Taylor is not there talking to Steffi and Thomas about, their pack and everything, and the fact that Brooke is with Ridge, first of all, Taylor thinks that Brooke is with Ridge and Liam and Hope. And that, it's not going to be anything super romantic or anything like that. They're just going to be chilling as a family. And, she's going to sit there and honor the pack. And I'm like, yeah, that's. How's it happening? So it turns out that Hope wants to sit there and do something with Liam to, kind of smooth over things. And so it just winds up being those two. It just winds up being Ridge and Brooke. So that's going to be a funny story to sit and explain to them. To explain to her. So they go through memory lane. They're talking about a lot of different things. One of the things they talk about is RJ. Now, a lot of people have been telling me that RJ's planning on coming back. So they didn't just throw that name at random. So they're drinking wine, they're going down memory lane and everything like that, and they're getting really close. And, there's a couple of times they're like about to kiss and stuff. But, she edges right up into the edge. But then she just stops. And it's like, well, it's getting late. And, Ridge is like, all right, well, I'm just going to sit there and just kind of chill here, finish my wine. You can go upstairs and stuff. I was like, finish your wine, bro. You just go. You're rich. It's not that big of a deal if we don't finish this wine. So she goes upstairs and she comes back down, and this this girl got curves, I'll tell you that much. She still got it going on. And she comes downstairs in this little nightgown, and she's startled by Rich because she's thinking that Rich already left, and Rich is like, oh yeah, I just must have dozed off. You must have dozed off. Bro, what are you doing? What are you still doing here? Now, he's like, oh, so do you normally dress like that when you're about to go to sleep? I'm like, bro, you were married to her for years. Did you just suddenly forget that she got a body? Did you suddenly forget like that that's what she normally wears when she goes to sleep? I don't understand that. Like, and he's all like, oh yeah, lucky sheets and everything. And once again, now this time, she's looking kind of hot. He's been having, his wine and everything like that. And, they start getting up to that point. They, about to start kissing. And, Brooke is like, well, I made a pact with Taylor and I plan on keeping that. So they hug each other again for like the fifth or sixth time. And, the scene just ends there. But I'm just like, I'm laughing the whole time. And this is second time I laugh. Now, Taylor, Steffi, and Thomas briefly talked about Sheila. And of course, Steffi and Thomas is sitting there looking at the situation like, so I mean, you cool with Brooke just spending so much time with Reg, like just by himself? Like, what happened to that pack, that friends to the end stuff? But she reassures them that, listen, everything is good. Meanwhile, Liam comes home and there's a bunch of candles and stuff, and I'm kind of looking at that like, this whole place is made out of wood. I feel like feel like this whole thing is a fire hazard, but okay, sure, whatever. So they start. Well, she's talking as far. Well, obviously she's talking, but she's talking like I did all this, because I know you've been putting out with a lot of stuff I've been going through, and then once again, Liam's like, oh well, you said you wasn't gonna work with him, and she's like, yeah, well, I'm allowed to change my mind. I'm like, stop doing this whole I'm allowed to change my mind, like it's some sort of. Here's the thing. It's not so much about the change in my mind part. It's the fact that you literally lied to him. You said you was going to do something, and then you turn back around and then you don't do it. So don't try to make it seem like, well, I'm allowed to change my mind. It's like, yeah, but you literally lied to my face. That's the issue. What part of that are you not understanding? But, she thanks him for his patience. She's like, listen, it's just business, and you start drinking some wine, you start making out, and at this, well, first, before that happens, she gets a call from Thomas, which is kind of odd because I remember Thomas actually calling, but she puts the phone on silence, and then one thing leads to the next, start making out. So while she's hooking out with him, and on that verge of making love and stuff like that, she starts fantasizing about Thomas. I'm laughing so hard at this point. See, this is why I always sit there and say the Bim Bim is my favorite comedy. Because I'm at this point, I'm just like, boo, what do you got? Some sort of virus in you or something? Like, was she like that before when she kept thinking about Thomas? The second time, I feel at this point that Thomas is like that forbidden fruit. Everyone's like, no, you can't be with Thomas. You can't be with Thomas. Thomas is bad and he's evil and, he's twisted and demented and all this other stuff like that. Everyone's telling her that she can't be with him. So on some sort of primordial level, whatever you want to call it, telling somebody that you can't be with them is going to make them want this person even more. And that's exactly what's going on. You got everyone and their mothers and they be like, no, you can't be with Thomas. You got Brooke being like, no, he's the bad boy. You don't want to be with him. And I'm glad you didn't sit there and inherit that from me. Everybody and their mothers and they're telling her that you can't be with Thomas. So that's just making her want him even more. On top of the fact that, Liam had that outburst and it's going to be one of many. And that's also going to sit there and push Hope closer to Thomas' arms. So it's coming. It's coming at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be coming and it probably is being beef time. It seems like they're fast tracking this whole story. So I'll give it a week and a half. I give it a week and a half before Hope winds up hooking up with Thomas. Because this is the second time that she started fantasizing about him. This time it's even worse. Because she's with Liam and she's sitting there thinking about Thomas. So we already know it's going to be a wrap. And it's going to be a very interesting day when that does happen. When it happens. There's no ifs about it. When it happens. I feel like that's about it. I am generally enjoying these episodes of B&B. The sad thing is that even if I did have the time to do a review on Y&R, I don't even know if I would do it. I mean, yesterday was really bad. Today was a little bit better. But B&B was so much better. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't watch the episode. So I will be sitting there talking about it tonight in the live stream. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Come through. We have a lot of fun. Also on the weekends, I have members only. Totally different energy. Not a member, hit the join button. Become a member. It's a lot of fun. It helps out the channel. And we always have a good time. I can't really think of anything else, but yeah, watch the episode. It was a good one. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe, and yeah, I will see you in the next video.